And good evening. Welcome to a unscheduled version of OK Boomer Live. My name is Steve Ferreira. I'm your host, and I'm CEO of Ocean Audit in Hartford, Connecticut, an ocean freight refund recovery firm specializing in sea freight recoveries for the Fortune 100, 500, 1000, and beyond. It's great to be here tonight, guys, and I have some breaking news. That's why I decided to go live on LinkedIn tonight, and thanks to the forum, gives me the chance to tell the news. So Maersk just put out a customer advisory, which I found really interesting, and I posted it on LinkedIn, but I wanted to give a little bit more commentary on it. So the customer advisory just came out 20 minutes ago, and I'll read the paragraph and the bullet points. This is Steve Ferreira, CEO of Ocean Audit. You're watching a abbreviated edition of OK Boomer Live on the breaking situation on Trans-Pacific rates and Maersk's response to the upcoming Q3 and Q4 issues in the Trans-Pacific. From Maersk Lines. Dear valued customers, strong import volumes in the Pacific market are affecting many parts of the supply chain, as everyone has experienced in the past 60 days. In fact, we are seeing strong demand with year-on-year growth from China to USA, Europe, and most of Latin America. We anticipate this market will remain strong through November and possibly continue through January with the rush prior to Chinese New Year. This part is very important because having worked with the media and Wall Street, this is almost the same as Maersk providing guidance, similar to the way a NYSE or NASDAQ company would provide analysts with forward guidance by saying that. Let me repeat that sentence again because I think it's extremely important. We anticipate this market will remain strong through November and possibly continue through January with the rush prior to Chinese New Year. Nobody on this beautiful green planet thought that this market would be strong through November, much less through January. But Maersk has said it. So here is the key. Maersk says, quote, "We have responded to the strong market by reactivating idle vessel capacity," meaning that charters and other vessels that were in mothballs will be coming back on the market. But here's the second bullet that's really significant. Canceling all blank sailings. So remember, the Ministry of Communication, Transport, and Price Competitiveness met in China over the weekend. And could this be the Maersk responding to the China government request? They will cancel all blank sailings. And what's a little troubling about this customer advisory is it talks about how strong the market is. And it says that we are seeing issues that are lingering longer than expected, impacting supply chain performance. And they go on to specifically talk about chassis shortage. And here's what they say about that. 5 years ago, there was a fleet of 74,000 chassis for Maersk. Today, it is 64,000. The out-of-service rate is about 8%, meaning maintenance and repair. A significant number of chassis are being used to store full import containers as well, and that increases in higher dwell times. So they're saying that is a factor, right? Labor shortages. We are seeing a dip in labor availability with truckers, warehouse and distribution workers, and longshore labor. This is a result of a combination of CDC guidelines and social distancing in warehouses. And some truckers have parked their trucks and returned to the home country. And longshore labor is using more casuals. Terminals. PNW, strong import volumes has obviously blocked up in congested terminals. The rail, empty container flow from Asia has been very one-sided, with import flows the dominant player. to balance the flow and restore equipment to Asia. Maersk is eager for export cargo and empty returns to ensure equipment availability. That's a key sentence. They are eager for export cargo. So if I am an exporter, this is music to my ears. I believe I can, well, maybe it goes without saying, but I think I can name my rate in order to get my export goods overseas and into the market and get the containers repurposed for Maersk. So they close the letter by saying, as you can see, the peak season issues we're experiencing are a combination of a strong market condition with infrastructure and assets straining to keep in place. As a result, we encourage customers to add more buffer to supply chain schedules that allow for potential disruptions and to view the current situation as ongoing through November before a recovery to normal supply chain velocity is seen. Now, as I read into this, they may have held the line on general rate increases and not capitulated and taken the September 15th increase. But when I read this, to my trained eye, it has all the possibilities of another peak season surcharge, which could possibly influence or interrupt the pause in proliferation of rates. Now, as John Monroe points out, my good friend, the going rate now to the West Coast without premium space guarantees is, $3,900, $4,000, $4,100. If you add in, what John says in his weekly briefing, which is, by the way, highly respected briefing that John Monroe puts together, you could be up to anywhere from, $800 to $1,500 as a premium on top of that. So hypothetically, you could be looking at, $5,500 rates to the West Coast for premium guaranteed slots. So it's a nightmare out there right now. And I think it's, really, really, really interesting about what Maersk has said. And I start to read into what's happening. And really appreciate everyone kind of joining impromptu. Sherman, it's great to hear from you. Yeah, I think this is really interesting news. I mean, I'm just breaking it because I have the privilege of this podium on LinkedIn Live, and I received the advisory. I wanted to get it out to everyone because not everyone sees this. And I just think, it's incredible. They're canceling all blank sailings. This is Maersk Line. Customer advisory just came out today. I posted on LinkedIn, and it's a good read. I'll tell you what, it's a good read to it. And James, I appreciate your comments as always. Thank you so much, guys, for being friends and fans and followers. I really appreciate it very much. So I think this is just really, really spectacular news. But I love that they are providing guidance, that they see the market strong. And I've been telling everyone all along that, this market is just really kick ass right now. And it's really, hey, Lexter, exactly. It's a strong bullish forecast. And I don't know what to make of it. It's like, I want to write, I want to dance, I want to sing a song, I want to get this news out. I mean, this is really media and market moving in some ways that they feel this bullish. And so I think this is something that, would move the market, right? So yeah, it's a strong forecast. And let's face it, right? I think to a lot of retailers, there's no surprise, and a lot of, well, I'll take that back. I think, with essential and non-essential retailers, I mean, some of the retailers have really pivoted really, really well. I have one in particular that's a really good client of mine, and they pivoted so well, and they're doing so tremendous. I'm so proud of them. I won't name them, but they really got through this thing really well by mixing it up merchandise-wise. And, when I see it, every time I talk about this OK Boomer stuff on my show, by the way, you're watching Steve Ferreira, host of OK Boomer Live, CEO of Ocean Audit. I just see the strength in this market has been insane. And, you look at Amazon, you look at, and again, everyone, talks about Flexport, but I mean, Flexport grew 100%. this year versus last. And their volumes have been just, tremendous. So it's a crazy, wild market. And this news, ladies and gentlemen, just solidifies just how strong a market it is. So I have to decide, let's see. There are some awfully good, small, global container stocks out there. I think they would probably be a great buy after this news. I know one, but I'm not going to say the ticker symbol. If anyone wants to ping me, I'll tell you one of my, I think, hidden gems on investments. But there is one company that I think is going to have a field day with this news. Anyway, I wanted to keep my stream about 10 minutes. We're into the 12-minute mark or so here from the OK Boomer Live studios in Hartford, Connecticut, the insurance capital of the world, and also the ocean audit capital of the world. How's that? So I think we'll see about having a show tomorrow, but this has been really great, have an impromptu session on this Maersk news. I'm glad we can play it back on replay for everyone to hear. And I know I've got an Angus steak burger that is just calling my name on it with some jalapeno steak sauce. So I know that's coming up in the next 5 minutes for me, but I couldn't resist. And I also want to talk about, you know what? I'll leave that news for later. I get some really, really exciting personal news, but you'll catch me on that another time. This is good. This is so incredible news tonight on Maersk and how they see the market. I'm totally stoked, and I can't wait for the media, JOC, Freight Waves, and Lars Jensen and all the other excellent commentators to get their take on it. But I wanted to be first, and so there you have it. Have a great night, Thursday night, 7:43 here on the East Coast. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, and we'll definitely be in touch. And thanks, Lexta. You sure can't resist that for sure. You're the best. I appreciate you guys so much. Love you all, and good night for now.